to rise so lofty. And I have not made a sandwich bread recipe video for you guys in Hi guys, it's Heather, the Needy Homesteader, and today I thought I would make a video with you guys really quickly. I need to make another loaf of bread because, as you see, this one is dwindling, and I haven't made a bread recipe video in quite a long time. This is just going to be a really simple video. I've been asked many questions about my bread loaf, my sandwich loaf recipe, and how I get it so lofty. This is a little smashed down now because it's been smashed into a plastic bag for the past 2 days. But I figured since I'm gonna make a loaf of bread anyway, I might as well just make an updated video and just show you how quick and easy it really is, other than the rise time, which takes a while. You can't really rush that. But this recipe is very simple. It is from Noreen's kitchen, my good girlfriend Noreen. I love her recipe, and it's a no-fail recipe. It has done me right every single time I've made it. I absolutely love it. A lot of you asked me about the crumb, and when I bake my bread, you know, you're not supposed to cut into it when it's still warm, because if you do, it'll lose a lot of its moisture. So let your bread completely cool before you slice into it. But I never record that part, so I just want to show you the crumb of my bread. Now granted, this is a little smushed because it's been a little smushed down in the bread bags, but you know, I'm just gonna dig a part out. Now this bread is 2 days old, okay, and I'm just gonna show you how klotchy it is and soft. I mean, it's like Wonder Bread. It really is. It's beautiful. I love this bread. The kids love it for their sandwiches. It makes the best toast. We call them Popeye eggs, but I think a lot of you call them egg in a hole, I think. But anyway, when you slice this up and you fry it on a pan and you put an egg inside of it, it makes the best breakfast. So it's an absolutely beautiful bread. The crumb on it is just perfect. Soft, lofty. I can't say enough good things about this recipe. So I'm going to take you over to my mixer. We're going to make a fresh loaf. I'm going to eat that piece of bread. And I'm going to shove this little guy back in his bag. And we're going to make a loaf of bread together. You guys are going to see how easy it is. Now I'm using a mixer, but you can definitely hand knead this as well. So it's up to you. I've never used a bread machine. Some of you guys have asked me some questions about making bread in a bread machine. I've never used a bread machine. I've always just used my mixer and rolled it out by hand. So I can't answer any of those for you. But if anybody in the comment section makes videos using a bread machine, leave your links down below so that somebody else can find you and subscribe to your channel and learn. Because this is all just like, you know, one big group community here, and that's how we learn from each other. So, all right, let's get to making some bread. Okay, so to our bowl, we are going to add 1.5 cups of warm water. And a good way to tell if your water is too warm or too cold, it's kind of like the same water that you would make a baby's bath. So if it's too cold for a baby or too hot for a baby, you know, you have it too hot or too cold. But nice and warm. I usually test it using my wrist. Just nice and warm. And that's just to kind of, you know, wake up our yeast. Okay, and then to this, we're just going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast. I keep my yeast in the freezer because it just keeps longer in there. Okay, and then to this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. You can add honey too if you prefer honey, but I just add sugar. Okay, and then to this I'm going to be adding 4 cups of bread flour. So you can use all-purpose, you can add a little bit of Vital wheat gluten to it. But I'm just going to use bread flour since I have some on hand. Then on top of that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of softened butter. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of dried milk powder. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And that is it. We're going to lift this up. We're going to just blend this until it starts coming together. Once it comes together, we are then going to knead it for 5 minutes. So I've got my handy dandy timer here. We're going to wait until all of that incorporates together. Okay, now here comes the important part in my book. When I first started learning how to make bread, you really want to watch how this dough comes together. And if the sides of the bowl start coming clean, you know you have the right amount of flour. If it's still sticky or wet or sticking to the bottom center, you know you have to add a little bit of more flour. But this looks beautiful. You see how it's all pulled away from the bowl, nothing sticking at the bottom. If you want to shut it off and feel it, you want it to be slightly sticky, but you don't want it sticking to your hands. Okay? That's how I know my dough is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to set it to a level 2. And now that it's all come together, I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 5 minutes. Oh, it would help if I didn't hit stop. There you go. For 5 minutes. We're going to let this knead for 5 minutes. And when that's done, I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay. Timer has gone off. And our dough is done. Make sure you have really clean hands when you do this. But as you can see in there, it's beautiful. So, all right, let me scoot you back here. All right, so there is our dough ball. And I'm just gonna, I just shape it. This is how I shape it. From the front, I pull back and pinch. Pull back and pinch. And that's how I make my dough ball. I just kind of squeeze, pull back and pinch. And then you will be left with this beautiful ball of dough. So I'm just going to add some olive oil and let me get that coated. And this is going to rise now for 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, you can put it in your oven. I like to preheat my oven and let it warm up inside for a couple minutes. Shut it off and then put it in my oven with the light on for an hour. That's the best way, but you can set it on top of your oven if you have your oven already going or whatever. It's up to you. You just want this in a nice warm place away from any drafts. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that up and take it over to my oven, and I will see you guys back in 1 hour when this has doubled in size. Okay guys, it's been an hour and here is what our dough looks like. So what I'm going to do is lightly just punch this down. Alright, and I'm just going to roll it out, and I'm just going to do this right on my counter. All I do is just flatten this out, and I like to make it like almost a square. I want to make sure that it fits my bread pan. Let me grab out a bread pan. I've got my 2 nice bread pans being used already for banana bread and the cinnamon cinnamon loaf, but you want to kind of just line it up to make sure that it's going to fit your bread pan. You don't want to make it too small. And once you've got it pretty laid out and even, Real easy. You're just gonna roll it up. So roll, and I tuck it and I roll it really tight. To me, it gives it the best crumb when you do that. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and pinch the seam in the center. On the one end, I'm gonna go ahead and shove it in, bring it up and pinch it. And on the other end, I'm gonna do the same. It's just a push, pull up, fold and pinch. It just gives me really pretty ends. And then I wanna kinda even this out. Make sure my dough is pretty even. Doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty even. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get some spray. And I'm just gonna spray my pan here. You can use your misto, use some non-stick cooking spray, whatever it is you like. And go ahead and put your dough right in. And then this is where I like to kind of shape it and tuck it under, flatten it out so it fits the pan. And that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this cover back on. I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees because we're going to bake this about 25 to 35 minutes depending on your oven. You just want to keep an eye on it. In the meantime, as this rises in my very warm kitchen, I'm going to bring you over to my stove and show you I am making fajitas for dinner. There's onion and green pepper over here, and there is chicken and chorizo cooking up over here. I'm just going to use some, I'm not going to make homemade tortillas tonight just because Matt is not home, he's working late. So it's just me and the kids, and actually Luke is up visiting me and spending the night, so I'm going to be baking some chocolate chip cookies too. So we're having fajitas for dinner. I'm going to make some Spanish rice. And there's Miss Mina being good. Are you Mama's sous chef? Are you my sous chef? Are you my sous chef? So, alright guys, so I will see you back here in a half hour when we throw that bread in the oven. Okay guys, so this just beeped and it is time to throw it in my oven here. So in it goes, and my chicken and chorizo is done for fajitas. Back here I have the onions and green pepper. I have some Spanish rice. I'm just starting, and hopefully Matt will be home not too long. But yeah, Mina's still over here playing. Right, baby? Right, baby? Hi. Hi. Alright guys, I'll bring you back when that bread is done. We're going to bake it for anywhere between 25 and 35 minutes. All depends on your oven. For me, it's about 30-35 minutes, so we will be back. Yes, we will. Alright, so here it is. It just came out of the oven. There it is, all the way around. You'll see how much it rises in the oven. Alright, so now what I do, because the boys like it soft like Wonder Bread, is I just take a little bit of butter, open it up like this, and I just cover the top. It's best to do this when it's super hot. And this just softens up the crust. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. I like it crusty, but that's just me. The kids like it softer. So that is it. Now, you can let this sit and soften just a bit, but you definitely want to take it out of the pan, and like I'll let it sit for 5 minutes. I just came out of the oven, so I don't want to do it right now. If you do it right now, sometimes the bottom will get saggy because it's just so much heat and so much moisture. But if you let this sit for like 5-10 minutes just to cool a little bit and then take it out of the pan, it will be perfect. But that's my bread. That's, as you see, I know some of you are like, what is your secret to getting it so lofty and high? I wish my oven heated a little bit more even. As you see, I always have one side that's higher than the other. I don't do anything. I just I use bread flour when I can. But even when I don't, I still get a nice softy bread. I don't know. But that's it. It's super easy, guys. Making bread is super, super easy. So I'm going to let this sit for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll pop it out and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so let's get this out of here. Here we go. Woo! Ooh, look at that pretty bread. And it smells incredible. I think it might be coming a little darker than what it is in the reel, but there it is. That will make a good ham sandwich, eh, honey?
No doubt about it. No doubt.
Alright, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. If you like these kinds of videos, let me know down below. I have a lot of new subscribers. And
Hashtag beast bread.
hashtag beast bread. Alright. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Leave them. I'll try to answer them for you. But I hope you enjoyed this, this video. Alright, guys. Till next time, I will see you. Bye.